to walk in and see the whole thing laid out in front of you. You're looking at history, you're looking at things that you've studied and you've read about, but you're getting to be there.
I remember seeing the Madaba Map for the very first time and was totally blown away by it. This is a map that's on the floor of a Greek Orthodox Church in Madaba, Jordan. It's amazing in its detail, and it depicts what many people refer to as the Holy Land, from the area of Lebanon all the way to the Nile Delta. This is the oldest map we have of that area.
It is an amazing piece of art. It's one of the largest, if not the largest, floor mosaic of that type, and it dates to the 6th century AD. And it has a map labeled in Greek, but it shows us what the area looked like at that time.
When I visited there, I didn't get to spend as long as I would have liked. I think we were probably there for 20 or 30 minutes. I would have wanted more along the lines of 20 or 30 days to have been there to study the entire thing. It's just an unbelievable resource.
Based on the archaeology that we see in the city of Jerusalem, we know the map was made after 542, but before 570, based on the buildings that are there as well as the ones that aren't there.
This map is not intact. It's been damaged over the years, some of it intentionally, but then some of it just accidentally and just wear and tear over the years.
And there was an earthquake almost 200 years after the map was made, and the city was basically abandoned. Later in the 1800s, they were building a Greek Orthodox Church on the foundations of a prior church building. And that's when they first started discovering this map.
I mean, this is not a typical map. A lot of times when we think of a map, we have north at the very top, south at the bottom. This is not. When you're looking at the map and the way the text and everything in the map is oriented, you're looking directly east. So north would be to your left, south would be to your right. There are so many features on the map that are of interest to me. For instance, on the eastern side of the Jordan River, there are lions and gazelles. And for the most part, especially the lions, don't exist there anymore. But we can look at that map and say, well, they may have existed at that time. There are fish that are swimming in the Jordan River. However, when the water gets close to the Dead Sea, they're now swimming upstream because they don't want to swim in the area near the Dead Sea. One of the things that I love is the fact that around the city of Jericho, they actually depict palm trees. And of course, in the Bible, we read of how that city is described as the city of palms. So you can see that it was the city of palms during biblical times. It was the city of palms in the 6th century. And if you visit Jericho today, it's still the city of palm trees.
The artist really wanted to put some good details in there.
There's one part that really jumps out at you, and it's the depiction of Jerusalem. You can see different gates. I mean, it's obvious what they're trying to depict on there. You can see different buildings. You can see roads. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which is a church building that was built in 3rd and 4th century, is depicted on that map and the exact location where it is.
In some ways, this doesn't confirm much about what we read in the Bible, because it's a map of things 500 years later. But it does show us that some of the modern towns are built on old towns of the same name. As a matter of fact, this map was used to help prove kind of where the town of Ashkelon was, because sometimes you don't know. There's 2 towns, which one is it? This helped put that on the map for us as far as the correct city. And so as a student of the Bible, while this wasn't during Bible times, it still helps us look back to some of those areas and know what we were looking at.
The fact that this map is in Madaba, Jordan is interesting as well. We tend to think of the Holy Land, if people want to use that phrase, as the area in today's world we think of as Israel. In reality, the lands of the Bible are much broader than that. There's a lot of things that happened far beyond those boundaries. In the 6th century, someone thought it was so important for the entire area, Lebanon down to the Delta Valley, from the Mediterranean Sea all the way out into the desert area. It's just a stunning thing to see.
So it was one of those geek out moments because I've wanted to see it. I've seen partial reproductions of it, small portions of it, but to walk in and see the whole thing laid out in front of you, it was a neat feeling.
I would love for more people to learn about this map, because if you study the map in detail and you look at it in the context of the Bible, it reminds you that these are real places. Because the map exists, it shows the importance that the people at that time had in the land. They understood that the land was a major part of understanding the Bible, because it's not just a geography map. It's a geography map that shows biblical sites on it. It was made for a specific purpose. It has a number of locations that wouldn't be on normal maps just because the places aren't that important overall, but they are important when you look at them in context of the Bible. I can't wait to go back. I can't.